Welcome to Project Die Hard Mission Monday Update. We are here every Monday night at 6:30 p.m. Central to find out all the things going on in the world of Project Die Hard. And tonight we have some amazing guests joining us. So stick around. You're going to want to find out all the things because there's a lot going on. And you know how we start this out is by bringing in our founder and president, Brian Gibson, to share all the greatest things that are going on. And like I said, there's a lot happening. So Brian, come on in. And how's it going?
It is going.
Uh-huh.
It is going. Yeah, so blessed. Thank you all for what everybody is doing for this mission. God is moving mountains right now. Yeah, the team, Sue, thank you. God bless. You're doing outstanding work. The pieces are all starting to come together. But to all of our followers, it's time to step up. We need you now more than ever. We need your skills, your talents. Join our team. Become that ever elusive Project Die Hard volunteer. All right. Let's get the good old share screen going if I can do this without messing it up again. All right, there it is. Bringing hope to the nation's heroes. By the power of the Holy Ghost. Saving veterans' lives with facilities and outreach programs. Remember, pray, share, volunteer, and patron if you can. The muscle of our mission are our volunteers. The blood of our mission are our patrons. We have been weighed, measured, and found worthy. Can we count on you to help? Oh, do. Somebody push a button. There it is. Remember, check your vet. This is good. This is better, but this is the best. This is why we're building facilities to bring resources together, veterans together, to give them that safe, secure place. And we are doing the best we can with the resources that we have. Doing our best with the resources that we have. You can hate war, because trust me, veterans do, but you cannot hate the warrior. All right. Here's how we grow right here. Who do you know? Competition kills here, folks, but cooperation saves. Our community support program. This is how our facilities are built, outreach programs happen. Only the best will do for my brothers and sisters. And I will help those who help this mission. Right? All you got to do is email contact@projectdiehard.org. Say, I want to join your community support program. And then my team will take it from there. What do we got coming up? Right? Our fellowship breakfast is this Wednesday. First Wednesday of the month. Come break bread with heroes. Veterans eat for free. They do receive hope. Remember, we hold them on the first Wednesday of every month from 0700 till 9:30. Go to our website You can find our locations. Paducah is covered by Senior Helpers of Western Kentucky. Praise God for them. Our annual fundraiser is getting ready to warm up here. Fill the Can Challenge 2025. Right? We need participants. You can have virtual cans, there's in-person cans. There's so much you can do. This is our annual fundraiser. We are beating the trees. We need more people to enter. Fill the can at projectdiehard.org by April 19th. Then we have Operation Wisdom, right? Big decisions are made in small rooms. May 31st, here in Paducah. If you have an idea how to grow this mission, come sit in a room. Let's talk. Chaplain Dave's coming down. I know the rest of the team's working on trying to get here. This is going to be a big day for us to grow this mission. Then June 7th, Operation Exposure. And just cannot string this enough. We have from 1 to 3 p.m. on that day to be involved in a telethon brought to you by People for New America, the Disability Channel. We get the privilege. We get those 2 hours, but we have to do them from Forward Operating Base Rush. We need to get as many people there as we can get on that day to show the world that we are real. Hope Stock, a weekend of fellowship and fun. The last weekend in July. We got a couple more weeks before I got to make the call whether or not we're going to cancel 2025. Remember, we can only work with the resources we have. Then November 7th through the 11th, Operation Spotlight. Come on, guys. We're highlighting veteran artists and filmmakers. Spread the word. If they're an artist or a filmmaker, have them reach out. I want to help these veterans show their work, bring them hope. All right. I said I've saved the best for last. Check it out, brothers and sisters. We have found an opportunity for you. You're thinking about starting a business. Of course you are. We encourage our veterans. Reach out, explore, start a business, get back on your feet. We've been talking, and our first guest coming in tonight is going to explain more. But we have talked what normally would cost $499 for this course. We've talked and we got it down to $100 for our veterans. We wish we could cover the cost. But when you book, Joe has been so kind that he's even given back 50% of your registration fee to our mission. Wow. And that is the update for the week.
Excellent. Thank you so much. There's a lot packed into that.
Oh, isn't there?
So, well, and speaking of this amazing program that's going on, we actually have Joe in the house here with us. So I think it would be high time to go ahead and bring him on in so he can speak with us a bit more about what he's all got going on here. So Joe, join us. Welcome. So glad to have you here.
Well, grateful to be here. Grateful to have a chance to do something for the vets. This is a real opportunity. I was talking to Richard Kaufman. Are you seeing me and hearing me okay?
We're hearing you. You're frozen a little bit, but
so yeah, that's what I thought. Richard Kaufman, I was talking to him about, 22 veterans take their lives each day, and one of the reasons is because when they're in the military, they have a sense of purpose. And when they get out of the military, they may lose a little bit of that sense of purpose. And, I thought about it. I've been a business coach since 1999, and I help people start and grow their businesses. I'm the creator and founder of a program called Employee Escape Plan, where I transform employees into entrepreneurs so they never have to go back to a soul-sucking job, so they can have some job liberation and be the boss. Stop working for the man, be the man. Unless you're a woman, stop working for the boss, be the boss. And so, I've done these programs. I have very expensive, well, $10,000, $5,000 coaching programs. But one of the things I discovered along the way is that the biggest reason people struggle and fail in business is they're not in the right business in the first place. And choosing your business wisely is it's super important. And so it's the first step. And one of the things I started this with Richard, and we have a program, but I created this program specifically. I have a program. It's called Business Wisdom Quest. As a matter of fact, if you want to check it out, you can go to businesswisdomquest.com, and it's $500 on that website. And instead of doing free webinars, I thought, you know what? Why not do an online workshop? Put a little skin in the game, pop $100 down, and I'll give you that $500 course. And the whole idea is, let's figure out what's the right business for you. And a lot of people are stuck here. There's this indecisiveness. What business should I go in? And will it really work? And these are important decisions. And so that's what this program is really all about, is helping you figure out that direction, helping you get that sense of purpose, figuring out what your one business is. Unfortunately, a lot of people, they're running in the wrong direction. If you're running in the wrong direction, you don't need a motivator to say run faster. What we need to do is get you to stop so we can help you figure out where's your North Star. Because if we know where you are and we know where you're going, we're going to get you there. And so this program is really about getting your direction. And so, Susan, any questions before we pull up some slides?
I think we're good. I can go ahead and pull that on in.
Yeah, and so I think a lot of people they don't. A lot of people think the key to success is hard work. But you can work hard on the wrong stuff and not be very effective at all. A lot of people think it's guesswork. They're guessing. It's like throwing pasta at the wall and hoping something sticks. But I've created a program that's really designed around framework. So, Susan, it looks like you're working on the slides.
Yep, I'm working on it here. It's popping up differently than I was expecting. So here we go. It's a coming.
Yeah, normally I would share my iPad. Yeah, so you can, a lot of people say, I need to choose what business should I go into. and they don't know how to choose. And should you choose a business or should you create a business around your, one of the things that we do, and I'll get into this in a moment, but it's almost like, instead of saying what business should I choose, maybe you should ask, what business should I create? So I want you to imagine that you're an artist, and your job as an artist is to paint your dream business. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What's your vision of success? And maybe we might want to, create, as an artist, 2 or 3 or 4 ideas and put them side by side, and then choose wisely, so that when you get to that place of choosing your business, you're doing it from a place of wisdom. You're doing it from a place of discernment. Because if a lot of people hate going to their job every day, let's create a business you truly love. So, Susan, so this is a creative process. And so these slides are, let's go to the next slide, Susan.
There you go. Are you seeing it okay?
So, I have an electrical, I can't see it on my side. I'm still seeing the first slide.
Oh.
I think if you just hit the down arrow, go to the next slide there on the screen, you should be able to get it.
It went to the next slide on my screen, so it's not working for you guys?
You're not.
So is it showing the circles? There you go. There you go. Now I see it.
Interesting.
Okay, so this is, I have an engineering background. Yeah, I see it. Okay, now.
Okay.
I have an engineering background, and, when I heard that 9 out of 10 people fail in business, as an entrepreneur maker, those stats don't make sense to me. I'd like to see 9 out of 10 or almost 10 out of 10 people succeed in business. So I took upon it as an engineering problem. And this is about a 6th generation of my process. And you'll notice there's 3 major circles: do what you love, share the love, receive the love. And, it's doing what you love is all about choosing your business and then branding it and having a good offer that's going to make you 3 to 5 to 10K a month. Then there's sharing the love, and we share the love through storytelling, and we share the love through promotion to generate leads, and we share the love through nurturing to warm up those leads. And then finally, we receive the love in the form of appointments. We receive the love in the form of sales and cash. And then when we deliver the goodies, we receive the love in the form of repeat business and referral business and testimonial. So this is an overview of my overall system, but today we're just going to talk about that one piece about choosing your business wisely. Are you still trying to figure out the right dream business for you? And so let's go to the next slide, Susan.
Is it changing for you this time, or is it still?
Not yet.
Oh, this is.
There it is.
Okay, I guess we'll be doing it this
So
way.
if you're trying to figure out your North Star business, then you need to go on a business wisdom quest. I had a hard time naming this, when you come to me, you're an employee. When you leave, you're an entrepreneur with a business that works. This is the work I do. I'm an entrepreneur maker. And so, go to the next slide. So, the question is, are you tired of unfulfilling work or failing in business? So this program, this $500 program that I'm making available to Project iHeart for $100 and using it as a fundraiser, because 50% of the money that comes in is coming back to do fundraising for Project iHeart. So, even if you don't want to go through this course, this is a great way for you to access the curriculum and make sure that, we put a little cash in Project iHeart's bank account here to help fund all this charity work that they're doing. So just reading off the slide, are you tired of unfulfilling work? Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to go on a business wisdom quest. It's a journey. It's your journey to get clear, to clarify, get clear. What does my dream business look like? To encompass, in other words, to put your compass in the right direction, to conceive, meaning plant a seed, your wisest seed of direction. If you want to grow cucumbers, it's not going to happen by planting tomato seeds. And so starting a business You got to choose the right seeds to plant so you get the right fruit on the other side. And the whole idea is so you can sprout your new business with confidence and certainty without looking back or second guessing your decision. What's really cool about this is where we align with Project Die Hard, okay? Project Die Hard is to help you get that sense of purpose so that you can live a long, fulfilling life instead of taking your life, okay? Let's have a meaningful life. And when you figure out what what's that seed you're going to plant in your business and you get excited about it, all of a sudden this is going to give you a renewed sense of spirit in your life. So, you know, and I'm going to be real honest here. A lot of people, one of the reasons they never go into business is they might have an idea or two or three, but they have all these doubts and there's this indecisiveness. So the purpose of this program is to give you all the tools you need so you can be decisive and make that good decision. Let's go to the next slide, Susan.
Well, and actually, if it's okay, I'm going to just pause for a moment here because I know we also have a couple of friends joining us that are, I think, are going to have to be leaving us briefly here. So let me just stop my camera share for just a second. I do want to come back to what you're saying here, but if it's okay, we're going to just bring in Debbie Hayes. I'm going to go ahead and hop her in here first. Debbie, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Excellent. I'm guessing you have to leave at the top of the
Hi,
hour.
Debbie.
I know that's been tradition here, so I just want to make sure we have enough time to get you on in here.
I actually made arrangements to stay a little bit later when I saw that he was doing the show, so the slides.
Awesome. Perfect.
I'll move fairly quickly.
Okay, so should we continue, or do you want to bring in our other guests here first, or where would you guys?
Let's
Bring in the other guest.
Okay, Debbie, you want to go ahead and introduce Anthony to everybody? So,
yes,
Debbie, how about you go ahead and introduce Anthony?
I've been on here. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. So Anthony is from Tucson, like I am from the Tucson area, and he has so graciously agreed to help me organize the Tucson monthly Veterans Are Free breakfast. So welcome, Anthony.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Excellent. So tell us a little bit about yourself and why this is of interest to you.
Well, I was just having this conversation with my daughter. I'm a father of three. I'm a father of three. And she was asking us, about our family and all this other stuff. And she said, "Why is it that you say we're always about faith, family, and freedom?" I said, "Because we're all about God, family, and country." And that's basically who we are and what defines us as a family. I am a disabled veteran, an Iraq war veteran. Got injured during Operation Iraqi Freedom. And I know you're going to find this hard to believe, but the VA screwed up fixing me. I know, hard to believe. But anyway, they screwed up fixing me. And so now I have a few other things I have to go through. But, as we've all heard, just the number of veteran suicides a day is unacceptable. I mean, I actually was able to take my two little ones to the VA with me last week. And when we walked into the VA, they were looking on every corner. They were just amazed. And they were like, "Oh, Dad, that person's in a wheelchair, and that one's got a cane, and this one, that, and this one, that." And they were just so amazed. And I just said, "You know what? Every one of those men and women did that so that you can walk into this building right now and be free." And it was just a great object lesson for them to see. And my heart is about helping veterans. So I am in the process of opening up, have begun speaking with some underwriters about opening up a nonprofit to start an equine assisted therapy. We're probably not in the process of getting the 501c3.
I think we are frozen.
Whoops.
Yeah, my screen lost. I'm not sure what that means, but can you still hear me?
You're back. Now we can. Yeah.
Now we can. Yeah.
I'm back. Okay. I just had to go to Outer real quick. Anyway, just to ride with Elon. The process of getting that going, my whole desire is to partner with veterans to give them basically to bridge that gap between addiction and recovery. A lot of these homes that take them in only take them in if they're in an active recovery program. Well, okay, well, if you're not in an active recovery program and you're still an addict, who's there to help? And so I kind of want to bridge that gap for veterans and get them to a place to where they can actively be in those programs, but also be productive members of society, as well as partner with some other nonprofit organizations. I have a niece that's severely autistic, so do something with that as well.
Beautiful.
Outstanding, brother. Well, let's let Joe continue on with his presentation, since you guys can hang out, because we owe him that for what he's doing for our veterans.
Definitely.
And
Absolutely.
then we can dive into the question of the day.
The question of the day. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. So we talked about this, your mission, so the mission of this program is to help you get really clear on your mission in your business. So go ahead to the next slide, Susan. And so, I came upon this process. There's this book out there. It's a book on creativity. It's called A Kick in the Seat of the Pants, and it's the sequel to A Whack on the Side of the Head. But, we're going to give you a whack on the side of the head and a kick in the seat of the pants to help you figure out what's the right business for you. And so it's a creative process of, there's the explorer, the artist, the judge, and the warrior. I ask people all the time, if you're going to build a house, where do you start? Do you start with the roof? And everybody says, no, you start with the foundation. But that's not true. Before you have a foundation, you need a blueprint. And before you have a blueprint, you're going to probably have a few different architectural renderings. You start with a piece of land and you get a vision, and you sketch out 3 or 4 ideas, and then you put those ideas side by side, and then you choose wisely, the judge. And once you choose, then you have your blueprints made. And once you have blueprints approved, then and only then do you prepare the land and pour the foundation. So this program is to help you get a vision of what you're trying to create and come up with several ideas, choose wisely, so that you, as you march forward, starting in your business, when you get into warrior mode, you can do it with confidence because you know you're on the right path for you. Why don't you go ahead to the next slide, Susan? And so, the first part here is to be the explorer. And you've been exploring your whole life. You've been exploring, you've been just living, you've learned things, you've had classes, and so what we want to do is look back at your history of the explorations of your life and gather the raw materials. If you were an artist and you didn't have any paintbrushes or any paints, or if you were a sculptor and if you didn't have any rock to carve, if you didn't have any chisels, you wouldn't go very far. So go to the next slide. So the explorer is really all about gathering your raw materials. Now, everybody thinks it takes money to make money, but that's not true. It takes customers. If you can serve somebody today and add value to them today, you can charge money. And so, things like cash and real estate, tangible assets, are important, but your greatest wealth, in my opinion, is your intangible assets, your magic, the things you've learned, the lessons you've learned, the problems you can solve. None of these things show up on a balance sheet. A doctor goes to medical school and gets a medical license, but how much can he sell his tangible diploma or medical license for on eBay? Not, $5 maybe, Why do
It's only
doctors
5
make
o'clock,
money? It's
Bob.
not because,
It's only 5 o'clock.
Hello? Why do doctors make good money? Because they have these intangibles, their ability to observe and listen, and with a stethoscope, and to run tests, to diagnose, and to prescribe, and to perform procedures, to be healers. And so we all have intangible assets. And that's one of my skills is I do something called an intangible assets inventory. And what we do is something called asset sculpting. We shape your assets into your business. And then the third one is relational. Who do you know? What kind of assets can you acquire through relationships with others? Really, in this program, though, we're really focused on the intangible assets. So let's gather the raw materials and then go to the next slide, Susan. So then once you gather the raw materials, you put on your artist hat, your creative hat. Sometimes we think that business can be a battleground, but it can also be a playground. You can actually have fun making money. And so we want to play with several ideas. We want to start figuring out what lights you up. There's this balance between our brain and our heart. And we need to harness both and make sure that when you wake up every day, you say, I love what I do and enjoy what I do, and I'm good at it. You want to think outside the box. And this is the work that I do. This is part of my mastery, is helping bring out this magic in other people. And so asset sculpting is, let's shape all of your raw materials into doing something for others that they'll pay for. And then there's this idea of value sculpting. Now that we have some ideas, we want to float out of our body and look at your potential business through the ideas of a potential customer. What's valuable to them? What will they actually pay for? What will make you money? So let's go to the next slide. And that the third hat is, now that we have 3 or 4 good ideas side by side, we can judge with wisdom. We can discern. We can put these ideas through a crucible to decide what's the right business for you. And then once you do that, you've actually graduated from this program. Go to the next slide. And now you can get into action. Now you can, build the blueprint. We can start looking at pouring the foundation of your business. Now we can get to work. There's a brain part and then a hands part. So let's do the planning first before you go into action, and that'll help you have a much more successful business. Go to the next slide. So if you don't know what business to start, next slide, you need to go on a business wisdom quest. And that's what this program is about. Now, Business Wisdom Quest is already a program. You can go to businesswisdomquest.com and pay $4.99 for it, okay? But one of the things my mentor said is, let's put together a program. Instead of doing a free webinar where it's just kind of a sales pitch, why not do a paid workshop for $100? And then that's a way for you to actually get access to a $500 program. And we're going to actually, on a 2-hour workshop, we're going to roll up our sleeves and get to work. And, you can get some coaching. You can ask me questions. Let's go to the next slide, Susan. So the whole idea is to help you get clear on your direction, what business to start, what steps you need to take. The whole idea here is to gain clarity and conviction so you never second guess your decision. With certainty, this is the right business for me to start. And you choose a business idea that will fulfill your soul and change people's lives. And the idea here, instead of reluctantly going to a job you don't want to go to, we want you to wake up every day excited about your day and the business you're beginning to build. And then finally here is, you want to it's easier to overcome the challenges of starting and succeeding in business. There's a lot of difficulties along the way, but if you're doing something that you're passionate about, you're going to more easily overcome those challenges. Let's go to the next slide. And the whole idea is to get to mission accomplished. Let's go to the next slide. So normally this program's $4.97. Next slide. This is kind of irrelevant. Let's go to the next slide.
Oh, that's my last one.
Okay.
That's the last one. Okay. Yeah, so there's a website and there's a link that's specifically tied to Project Die Hard.
Which
go ahead.
Which we will launch out tomorrow morning. It will run every day on our social networks, folks. So share, and tell. If you know of somebody looking to get into if you know a veteran looking to get into business, here is their opportunity. Now, again, I'm sorry that we couldn't cover the cost, but we will get there at a point that we will just be able to pay for our veterans to have this.
Yeah. The moment you pop in that $100, you're going to get instant access to the curriculum. And then as a bonus, you're going to have that event on April 17th. And so this is going to be an ongoing evergreen fundraiser for Die Hard. This will go on into the future. If people want to buy it even after the April 17th, they'll get access to the recordings. And, look, if we can save some vets' lives by giving them a new sense of purpose, this is a good baby step. It's a good first step to get that business chosen properly. And there is some follow-up steps after that. But, if you don't know what business to go into, you'll never get it off the ground. So this can save you a lot of time and energy. And let's figure this piece out so you can, once you know what direction to go in, it doesn't matter if you go slow or fast, we'll get you there. Well, the one thing we don't want you to do is keep running in the wrong direction. All right. Well, I think I've covered what I need to cover. Other than if there's any questions, I'd be happy to, take questions.
No, brother, we don't have any questions. That was very insightful, and I know it's going to benefit my brothers and sisters immensely. This is why.
Very good.
This is why I'm so grateful to you and to Richard Kaufman and everybody else that helps this mission. Okay.
Well, I'm grateful for the opportunity to help these vets get that sense of direction, because I don't like this number 22. We got to drive that down to 0. And if
brother,
we can get people doing some meaningful work.
I got some bad news for you. As of Wednesday, we were at 47 every day.
Ouch. Yeah, so let's change that.
One is
every person that we help, and and I just want to say thank you to all the vets that are part of your organization. Thank you for your service. I think it takes a lot to walk away from civilian life and go into a military life, and for so many put their life on the line to sacrifice for this country. And I'm so grateful for the freedoms we have. We know that freedom isn't free, and there's a big cost to pay for it. And so I don't, I never was in the military, but if I can help in some way, then I'm really grateful to have the opportunity to serve in the capacity I can.
We appreciate you very much. This is a wonderful offer that you've made, and we will do everything we can to share this out. And we love win-win scenarios, and this is one of those. So thank you, Joe. Very much appreciated.
Well, I think it's win-win-win. Of course, it does bring people my way, but it also helps the vets. Mm-hmm. It's actually win-win-win-win. They're like, first of all, the vets win because they get the sense of purpose, and Project Die Hard wins because it's a little mini fundraiser, and it's a way to contribute to what the vets need. It's a little win for me. But you know what? When somebody starts a business and it starts growing, it adds to the gross domestic product of the country. And when your business grows a little and you start getting that first or second employee, now you're a job creator. The ripple, and also if you start making 3 or 4 or 5 or 10K a month in your own business, you become a better provider for your family, and so your family wins. I mean, it's just wins all the way around. So that's why I do the work I do, is because it really ripples into so many lives. So thank you.
Excellent. Very good. So I do want to make sure. So Debbie, actually Debbie and Anthony both. Did you guys have any questions, any thoughts? I want to make sure to give you guys a chance to react here as well. Awesome.
No.
Very good. So
I got to say one more thing. You know, most people that learn marketing and business stuff, they learn it for me. Okay, I want to make more money. I. And one of the things that's unique about me is I am very you focused. I really want you to grow a business, and I don't get my job. I like making money, of course, but I really like the fact that I get to be an agent of transformation and touch people's lives with my expertise. I just don't use it for me. I actually get to use what I've learned, my gifts, and I get to touch other people's lives with that. And so every time somebody says, "Hey, Joe, I followed your program and I started a business and I started making money," it really warms my soul. It really lets me know that it's not just my work, I'm doing God's work here.
There you go.
Joe, you talked about marketing, and that did make me think of a question. Everything from political organizations to churches, small businesses, large businesses, nonprofits in today's world are having to capitalize off of social media marketing. Do you guys have anything to cover that?
Yeah, I mean, look, the purpose of a business is to create a customer. Social media marketing is one way to do it. And I'm well trained in that stuff, and I teach my clients that stuff. You know, marketing isn't just limited to online, it's offline too. You know, it's online, it's offline, it's social media, it's video now, it's YouTube, it's getting in front of a stage and talking to a crowd, it's, you know, talking to humans face to face. You know, it's really, sometimes we get so caught up in the technology, but you know, people say, are you B2B or B2C? I say neither. I'm S to S. I'm soul to soul. So if we can use social media to connect your soul to other souls, then you're starting to really understand what it's all about.
Yeah, that's, again, my marketing team hates me because they don't have a marketing budget when I say social media is free. Learn to use it. You know, this is the big key. This is what makes Die Hard different. You will not see Die Hard commercials out in the Super Bowl. You won't. Okay?
That'd be fun, though.
No.
Well, it doesn't take money to make money. It takes customers. And so if we can serve people in a way, and, you know, now you're not in the business, since you're a nonprofit, you're not in the business of acquiring customers, but even donors and sponsors, they like to know that they're getting something back for their investment. So,
this is
that's why I set this up so you can use it as a fundraiser.
That's cool. Again, folks, our community support program, our ministry partners, we share out their events. We share out their partners with us. Our new category just launched today. We're still working on the graphics. Our outreach partners. They're the ones that step up and say, hey, we'll host an event for you. Our resource partners. Joe, we're talking to Joe right now to finish up all that to bring him onto as a resource partner. Mission suppliers, facility suppliers. Everybody does a little bit and a lot is done. Okay? I cannot stress that enough. Debbie has been so patient. She is screaming at the bit to start her breakfast. But I cannot pull that trigger until other things are accomplished. Praise be to God that we got Paducah covered. Debbie, I'm not going to lie to you. The next focus I want focused is on fob rush. We have a kitchen. We have a place. We just need the volunteers to hold the event.
Volunteers, where are you? We need you. I mean, we've got a room full of them here, but we also need people that are local to Bob Rush to be able to help
Right.
out and get things moving on site there.
Yep.
Well, what the thing with volunteers is, I know you can't pay them in cash, but you say, you know what? If you volunteer, there are some things we can do for you. And we can publicly thank you. We can, maybe let you participate in some programs or whatever. But it's nice. And, when you volunteer, you get that warm, fuzzy feeling in your heart. But we don't have financial compensation, but you get spiritual compensation and emotional compensation. And I know that Mr. Gibson is very grateful for the contributions that you make, and so
We
go ahead.
We couldn't do this without our volunteers. Everything that I report on in a week is all done because of volunteers. Okay, folks, remember, I take no credit for these blessings. None. Zero. All this credit for all these great things that are happening go to God first, then to my volunteers. That's it. Now, when things fail to happen, I take full responsibility because I'm the leader. That's the way I was taught to lead in the Army. You don't take any credit, but you take all the responsibility.
Well, one thing that you might think about is when you're looking for people locally and those people are going to be working together and interacting, then I think one benefit is that they do meet other business people. Or or if they have a business, they might meet somebody that needs their service. So while you're not getting paid in cash, you might be getting paid in cash because of someone you meet that's volunteering alongside you.
Again, it's all God's plan. Our community support program members get invited to every event we do. Okay? I don't charge them. Hey, we're going to hold the event. Come.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
Somebody meets somebody, somebody meets somebody, somebody meets somebody.
Exactly.
That's the whole thing.
Yep.
You join our team. This podcast. Look, folks, part of the thing if you're a mission supplier, facilities, well, if you're any part of that program, you get a commercial that will run on this podcast. All right, Deb, thank you. But
all right.
You have to supply. You have to supply.
Nice to meet you, Deb.
You got to supply the commercial. Well, why won't you make it? I can't even get volunteers to make
there's
cars.
a saying. There's a saying that he who is in service of his fellow man is in service to the Lord. And, no matter what funk you're going through, there's something magical about service that there are other people that have it worse than you. Come serve with Project Die Hard and help your fellow vet. And, it feels good. And guess what? you're going to make some friends and some connections. And then someday in the future, maybe you're not having the best day. Some of those friends you met in Project Die Hard might be the ones that, you helped today, but maybe some of them might be there to help you tomorrow when you need it. Because that's what this organization seems to be all about.
That's what we're all about. Okay. Look, brothers and sisters, your story's not over. You made it this far. Don't give up. Okay? If you can go help somebody, go help somebody. Be the voice they need. Be the ears they need. I revert back to my experience. I'm at the lowest of lows in my life. And this old preacher man with this big event going on took the time to listen to me. That,
Brian, I have a resource for you, Brian. I
okay.
have a resource. Have you ever heard of justserve.org?
Can't say that I have.
My church sponsors it, but it's open to everyone. And I know you have these various events in various cities. You can actually go to justserve.org and say, we're looking volunteers for this event on this date, and here's the kind of things we're looking for. And people can look up by zip code events that are coming up on the calendar in their community. So if you're in Paducah for that event, you can list it on Just Serve for that. And then I know you have another thing in Illinois. You can list it on there to find local vets in that community. But justserve.org, it's free to list, and it's free. So you can post things where you're looking for people to help with service. And if you're somebody looking to serve somebody, you can just go to justserve.org and find something in your community this week, today, tomorrow.
Am
Free listings, Brian.
Am I so glad this is being recorded? Sue, make sure we make note of that.
I already looked it up. It's on my screen.
All right.
So, yeah, thank you.
Thursday, backbrief me on that one. Joe, my team, man. See, Sue's on it. When you say, Brian, have you heard of this? Nope. My day. 4:00 this morning, this rang. It was a veteran just wanting to talk. Got it. Joe, we met at 9, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Between 9 and 1, I had 7 Zoom meetings. Talked with the mayor of Paducah. Kind of got in a spitting match with the Chamber of Commerce.
Uh-oh.
And then
So by the way, Just Serve is it's the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. It's sponsored by the Mormon Church.
Okay.
And if you ever need volunteers, there are missionaries that'll show up and they will help you. It's really amazing. There are many people in the church that they are just donating their time. There's a huge spirit of service within our faith.
Oh, brother,
we are a Christian faith.
Brother, that's the first community support program member we seek, our ministry partners. If you know of any ministry that wants to help bring hope to veterans, save their lives, have them reach out to us. Normally, Dave, my chaplain, is on this screen, but he got called into work. That's the Again, I'm no better than anybody else. I need all the help I can get. My rule is what, Sue? If you take it on,
If you say you've got it, you've got it.
I don't micromanage. I trust my team. My team will let me know if I have to get involved. Does this sound like an organization, Anthony, you could help out?
Yeah, I'm just sitting here listening and thinking. Debbie and I have talked about wanting to come out to Paducah actually and just observe you guys and be a part of that. I also just keep in the back of your mind, I'm a licensed chaplain through the International Fellowship of Chaplains, IFOC. So can provide those volunteer services here in Tucson as well, if anything ever gets off the ground here. And then
It's not an if, brother.
When?
It's a when it gets
right.
off the ground.
But
there.
no, absolutely. I've like I said, in talking to you guys before the show, I've long for over a year been talking to Deb about Project Die Hard, and have been wanting to connect with you guys in various ways. I just sitting here processing all this stuff, writing some things down, some questions and maybe suggestions and stuff for later on. But yeah, I think this is a great thing. Anything that helps veterans, it gives veterans a path to freedom, but also gives them a stable introduction to a faith system. You can't make anybody pick faith, but you can introduce them to a faith system that may help them in all of their struggles. And so, I think any organization that does that, in addition to help them with the demons they wrestle with every day, is something I can always get behind.
I know of I posted it on our network because it hit. It's not my job to change somebody's heart. My job
No.
is mustard seed.
Only the Holy Spirit can do that.
Yeah, my job is the mustard seed. And any seed needs a good, solid ground to grow in, right?
Yep.
That's what our facilities are for that seed to be planted in the veteran community to get strong sprouts. I don't know what, I'm not a gardener, but
Strong roots.
strong roots. There you go. Strong roots.
I'm not a gardener either. Don't feel bad. I've got one plant. It's the first plant in my life I've kept alive, so I'm excited.
Yeah. But that's what our facilities are for veterans to come, whether it is for a day to take a class, a weekend just to hang out, or all the way up to a year if they need it. We're there for them.
Yeah, I mean, the more you say, the more excited I get. I think we need to talk a little more in detail sometime. But yeah, absolutely something I not just could get behind. I'm excited to get behind and can't wait to get behind and want to find out what I can do from this distance. But yeah.
Sue, where do you live?
Wisconsin.
That's a little closer to Kentucky than Arizona is.
Anthony, she's in Wisconsin. Marketing's in Houston. Chaplain's in Ohio.
You're in a great spot there in Arizona. That kind of is filling us out.
Yeah, Arizona. Yeah, great spot. Okay. I mean, I'm in a spot.
Wherever you are, you're here. You're in the right place.
Here's my thing. Everybody goes, why is your team spread all over the United States? Because we're going to put a facility in every state. But they lead your leadership team. Yeah. They've proven to me they care about veterans.
Mm-hmm.
They've proven that when they say they got it, they got it. Because I am adamant I will only take the best for my brothers and sisters. Hence, if you're planning on coming to Paducah, I would really, instead of just the breakfast, I would come down for that May 31st event.
Okay. I'm going to have to see what I can do. I meet next week with the neurosurgeon to figure out when my next procedure is.
Got it.
But about a week or two after my procedure, I should be able to fly. We could be getting into May there, but we'll find out what happens. But I'll pencil that in on the calendar. I'll talk to Deb because I know she wants to come out with me. And so we'll get that figured out, and we'll get a hold of you guys and let you know when we're coming out.
Yeah, I already got some people coming in early to get a tour of the facility. But that Operation Wisdom Day with Woodlawn Church is a big thing. We got Ryan Hunt, Frago 22, Tactical Traveler,
A bunch.
a
Be a lot of
bunch.
people.
Well, no, these are all.
So you're right there.
Go ahead,
You're
Joe.
right there in the Ohio River, right?
Say what?
You're in the
You're
Ohio
right
River
next to
Valley.
the Ohio River.
Yeah.
You're very central to like 5 states. It's like it's real interesting, your location. I'm looking at you on Google Earth.
Yeah.
You're next to Tennessee, and you're next to Illinois, you're next to Missouri, and
Yeah.
you got a good location there, I think.
Yeah. Great location. Lousy veteran services. Oh, hence why the mission started here.
Yep.
Hence why our
Lousy veteran services, except for Project Die Hard.
There you go. Little is
And-
much when God is in it.
hence this is why our facilities go into rural areas to service veterans in the service deserts.
Well, we're definitely in the desert out here.
It's time
I
to
know.
our brothers who served in service deserve better than what they've had in the past. Hopefully things get better. You know, I know we have a new administration, but there's stuff that the government could do, but there's stuff that we can do as a community. So I'm doing my little piece. You're doing your piece.
You're doing.
It really does take a village. It's a collective thing.
You're doing great, brother. Okay, I relate back to Roman times when a centurion retired. They got a big medallion, right? They could walk anywhere in the kingdom of Rome, and it wasn't a law, but it was kind of like required. A veteran always had a meal to eat. A veteran always had a bed to sleep in, because those citizens knew what those guys did.
You had a culture of gratitude.
Mm-hmm. All right, but it is
That's
that
beautiful.
time, Sue.
Yes, it is. Time flies when we're here and in getting to learn, getting to share, getting to know all the great things happening here. We do always close with sharing a word of hope for our veterans. So I'm just going to ask everyone to give a couple of brief words here as a closing. So actually, Anthony, can I start with you?
Sure, and thank you. I host a podcast for Deb on Tuesday nights, and I was in that podcast was saying the same thing I'll say here. I'd rather get a 3 or 4 a.m. phone call than to hear about you in the headlines the next morning when I wake up. Please feel free to reach out, private message me, do whatever you need to do. I'd rather spend hours with you on the phone than to spend a time at your memorial service. So feel free to reach out.
Excellent. Joe, I'm going to pass it over to you.
Well, you know, I believe that we're all children of God, and that God doesn't make junk, okay? And that God gave you gifts, and you can do something with those gifts. And if I know if you work really, 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 really hard for a long, 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 long time, tomorrow can be better than today. And the good news is you don't have to go at it alone. You can get some help. And profits are better than wages. Wages will make you a living, but profits can make you, prosper and make you a fortune if you want to go down that path. So, once you get a taste of working for yourself and making it work, you'll probably never want to go back or even have to go back to one of those soul-sucking jobs ever again. So that's what I have to say.
All right. Thank you, Joe. Brian, over to you.
All right, guys. As I say all the time, it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to ask for help. Don't give up. You've made it to another Monday Mission podcast. Yeah. I got the screen over here. I know who's watching. Uh-huh. Okay. Technology is great. Brothers, you made it another week. Keep it up. Sisters, you made it another week. Keep it up. Share it out. Tell the world all about us. Come volunteer. Meet some of us crazy people. But don't ever give up. Die Hard 6 out.
Excellent. Well, my sincerest thanks to each and every one of you. And I am always so grateful for all the things that everybody brings to the table and is willing to share out to all of our veterans out there. You're here for a reason. God's not done with you yet. Just wait. If you're not sure what that reason is yet, it's coming. Just hang on. Hang on. We're here for you. If you're looking for something, please volunteer with us. Come and join us. We would love to work with you in so many different ways. So please consider what you can do with our group here. So until next week, we are here every Monday night, 6:30 p.m. Central for Project Die Hard Mission Monday Update. And as always, we thank you.